Hello, everyone. This is section 2 of session 6 of Pre-Socratics to Augustine, also called History of Philosophy 1. We are now starting to actually read one of Plato's dialogues, the Euthyphro. Euthyphro is a prophet, and Socrates and Euthyphro run into each other in front of the courthouse. Socrates is at the courthouse because of the charges brought against him. And there is a kind of really brief exchange at the beginning of the Euthyphro between Socrates and Euthyphro, which alludes to a lot of Socratic ideas. And today we won't do anything other than look at the ideas that are implied and alluded to in the first couple of lines of the Euthyphro. So when Euthyphro asks Socrates, what are you doing here? Then Socrates says, well, there's this young guy, Miletus, and he brought charges against me. And he says, I am corrupting the young with the way I conduct inquiry and with the way I educate them. And then he says, well, this guy Miletus must be like a really knowledgeable person because he must know what is good for the young and what corrupts them. And, that's a big deal. So Socrates kind of conveys that he is open to the idea that maybe this guy Miletus actually understands these big issues, like what is good for human beings. And Socrates clearly conveys that he does not know the answers to that. And then he says that Miletus must take Socrates to be ignorant of what is good for human beings. And he kind of implies that, well, that's quite possibly true. And the way in which Socrates is saying that implies one of the ideas that are known as a Socratic paradox. Now, short kind of aside, what is a paradox? The Greek word paradoxon, in English paradox, means literally against opinion. Doxa, as we already saw when we discussed Parmenides, means opinion, and paradoxa means against or other than, besides opinion. And so a paradox, in this sense, is a claim that runs against your common intuitions. Like, usually you would think that the person who does wrong or maybe has bad intentions or maybe is like just a bad guy or maybe, something like that. But Socrates says wrongdoing is ignorance. And the intuition here is that he, as it were, assumes that, he is doing his best to educate the young. But if someone says that he is corrupting the young, then it must be the case that he is ignorant of what is good for the young. Because otherwise he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. So if he does wrong, if indeed he corrupts the young, then he must be ignorant of what is good for the young. And that idea that wrongdoing is ignorance is kind of closely connected to another claim that is also known as the Socratic paradox, and that is the claim that everyone desires the good. Now, as I just described Socrates' motivation, it kind of presupposes that he wants what is good. So he assumes that if he is corrupting the young, then it must be because he doesn't know what is good for the young. Because clearly, when he is educating the young, presumably he's trying his best. He is doing what seems to him to be a good thing. So it could be that what seems good to him isn't really good. And then he would be ignorant of what is good. But even if he's wrong about what is good, he is motivated by what seems good to him. So the second Socratic paradox here is that everyone desires the good. And your task for today is to pick one of these paradoxa or paradoxes in English. Either wrongdoing is ignorance or everyone desires the good, and spell out why they are against common opinion.